I had fun with that one. Hey, everybody. So, we're going live with lye and how we use a stick blender to make ice lye. And we found it a requirement. It's a requirement, okay? It is not a fun new trick. We have found this. Hang on a minute, guys. It says that I'm connected to the jetpack. Um,
Would it help if you brought it closer?
well, we have bad signal here. Push the bar open, and we might open the door and put the jetpack there where it can get outside of this metal roof.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I've used it's right getting close to my changeover day. You know how they slow you down right there at the end? I was having problems yesterday. Yeah, and the jetpack is sitting on that cabinet right over there. And so it could be that the reason that I'm having some issue is because it just switched to the jetpack from the other because the other was being poor. It's really bad back here. Or it could have been because they're slowing me down because you just get so much data on that thing, but I only use it for videos. Good morning. Hello, hello, Australia. Open the door and sit it there. Let me hand you a paint can. All right, leave the door open just like that, and set this paint can right there on the step. This step right there.
Step right here?
That middle ways, and then set the jet pack right there, and we'll get better service maybe, and we'll have natural light. Leave the door open.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Yeah, you can even see me really good now. Hey! All right, so maybe that'll be the end of the issues. We've been working really hard to get good service back here, and I bought new things too, so you can hear me when I run around in the store. So let's get on to teaching.
Miss Kitty.
Look at her.
Oh.
Look at her. Oh,
You
she's,
need to get her out into the main part of the store and then close the thing.
she knows how to go around that.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so sorry about that. We left the door open. Here come the cat. The door is open. The door is open. I could get out. She likes to get out in the back. She won't go out front. Them cars scare her, but she likes the back. Did you hear? Whenever I hiss at her, that means Mama is unhappy. You need to go do something else. Oh man, you might want to plop that up. I don't want you to fall over. All right, so what I'm going to teach you how to do today is how to make ice lye with a stick blender because it's required. This is our opinion. We can only give you our opinion. All right, so, and this is Micah. She has decided that she would try her hand at soap hell back here and see if she cannot faint away or sneak out the back door.
I mean, the door's wide open. If I wanted to go, I'd go.
There you go. This is day 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we think we might have achieved soap helper. All right, so Micah, you stand right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see if I can. No, right here.
Watching you, Miss Kitty.
There you are. Help me watch Miss Kitty. All right, so let me show you what we do. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure our ice, okay? And it normally takes 26.6 ounces of water. Did I turn this on? No. It says hi to you. It's so cute. Let's see if we can make a bigger hole.
My mom's friend has a really old DVD that say hi when you turn it on, or 5 when you turn it off.
Oh, really?
And it like actually says it.
Oh, it's like audio?
Mhm.
Oh, how neat.
I think they have that on, so
All right, so yeah, for the deaf maybe.
yeah.
I mean for the blind.
Yeah.
All right, so 26.6. So I'm going to use 20 ounces
Of ice.
of ice.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think I'll use the 26.6 if it'll let me get away with it. One more little pebble. No, 2 more little pebbles. One less. I got one too much little pebble. All right. Okay. And so then, now we still have to put 6 ounces of water in here. So I need a measuring cup. Hand me a plastic measuring cup right there with a handle. There we go. So now we're going to measure after we tare. And the reason that we're doing this is because we need to make soap quickly. We've already got our oil melting. Alright, so here is our 6 ounces of water. Alright, now we're going to take our lye and we're going to shake it, or really not shake it, but take what's laying on the top, which has gotten weakened by air contact, and we are going to get it blended. And now we need 11 ounces of lye.
Miss Kitty? No, ma'am.
She's such a sight.
I've got some.
All right, so now because we accidentally got too much in there, and you cannot pour back worth a flip, we're going to use this little spoon. If you pour it back, it'll go postal on you with static electricity. So that's how we put it back in there, so that we don't hurt ourselves or get it on the tops of our shoes. Did I have to give you the shoe conversation yet?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'll have to give you the shoe conversation.
Oh, boy.
All right, so now we take our long spatula so that we don't have to get our hands down in there, or our long whisk, whichever the case may be, and we take our lye and we sprinkle it on top of our ice. We have our goggles on, yes, just making sure. Watch this. Watch this.
Is it melting the ice?
Yeah. What happens when you mix lye with water?
I have no idea.
It produces hot water. But if you use lye, what does it produce?
If you use ice, it makes cold water.
It makes less hot water. So now, within just a few moments, but now one thing I have to do is I have to take and push some ice up onto the sidewalls to make sure that all the powdered lye is down in there. See? We don't want to have any powdered lye sitting on the side. So now, and we put this on our tray, and then we have found that sometimes we will have, and I always do this because every once in a while we just find that we need a little water to get it going. Sometimes we don't. So now, this can be dangerous, but we've got our goggles on. Because what does lye water do in cold water?
Go on.
What does lye water do in cold water?
Not sure.
It does not dissolve well.
Ah.
In normal room temperature water, it dissolves very well. Now, feel this. What temperature is that?
Warmish?
It's warm, isn't it? It's actually warm. But we made sure that our crystals got agitated on the bottom, because what happens if some crystals is left in the bottom? Do you know what happens if crystals are left in the bottom and they don't dissolve? All right, what happens is they'll stay in the bottom. And then when you pour that lye water into your oils, they'll float to the bottom of that too, because lye crystals do not dissolve in oil. They only dissolve in water. So then when you make your soap, you're going to have active lye crystals in your soap. Then when you put it on the curing rack, the lye crystals will slowly dissolve as the water is dispensing through the soap to cure out, and you'll start sweating lye water, and your soap will burn you.
Ooh.
So that's why it's so important. We find that we make sure that when we have to do the quick lye, like what we're doing today, that we make sure that we dissolve all of it. Now, if you look down there, what do you see?
It's really like milky.
It's milky, so you can't tell anything yet. So we just set it aside, and we wait till it clears up, and then we double check that all of our crystals are dissolved. So let's do this again.
Just 1 second. Okay, just making sure she didn't run out the door when I was watching.
She really just wants to taunt me. She doesn't really want to go outside.
She just wants to make you worried.
Uh-huh, it's attention. So how much ice are we putting in here?
You said 26.6 ounces?
No, we're putting 20.6.
20.6.
And we're gonna keep 6 ounces for just water, just in case, as they say.
I see you over there, Miss Kitty.
Whenever I was at the other store, I'd leave through the back door, and I'd be alone, and she would run and try to get, if I left the door open for a minute delivering things to my car, she would run and get under my car, and I would run and get behind my car, and then she'd run and get back in the house. It was a game. She loved it. She absolutely loved it. Okay, so look at that. See, it's 20.6 with a little bit of a tint, okay? All right, so now I tear again because we want to tear, I forgot. We got to get our water just in case we need water. Sometimes we do.
And it's 6 ounces of water.
6 ounces of water. And see how it's got just a little bit, not a point right, but way over past. We don't pay attention to that.
Okay.
This scale does very detailed measurements, and it can get very difficult to just do a solid measurement with this thing. All right, so then we get our 11 ounces of lye. I heard a bang. All right.
You said 11 ounces of lye? Okay.
And I've got that wrote down for you. Well, you know, I got too much. I'm always doing this. So.
Oh, it was something close to me.
Ah, yeah. Let's see if we. I still got to get a little bit more than a half an ounce out. So I was bad. 0.2. And that tiny little measurement that it says I'm off. There we go. All right, and then immediately we seal our lye back up. What happens if you spill lye on the floor?
It'll dissolve the floor.
No, it will get wet eventually, and then get on your shoes, and then eventually get in your car or get in your house. You'll run around barefooted, or Miss Kitty will get lied. And we don't like it when Miss Kitty gets lied, especially when she gets ice lied. She's so picky about that. So anyway, so now we're going to pour our lye on top of our ice. Take our spatula or whisk and start pushing it down. And we always keep a very firm hold. We never work with it like this because we could tip it over onto and the floor. That's right, where Miss Kitty lives. All right, now we're going to push it up and get the lye crystals. I can actually see some lye crystals floating about. I'm going to go ahead and pour my water in, that last little 6 ounces. And that did it. Now we're going to push the water up with the spatula just up onto the sides enough to be sure that we've got all of our lye down in there. But we'll check again. And look, What is that?
The lime crystal.
That's right. And it's being particularly stubborn. So we're going to go ahead and take our stick blender. You see those little holes right there?
Yes, ma'am.
Live water could spew out at those at you, couldn't they? So we're going to put it all the way to the bottom and hold firmly. And this is a very weak, it's one of them little $5 to $10 stick blenders you get at the Walmart. We're not using our KitchenAid, triple motor speed. And sometimes when you're going, it'll actually suction to the bottom of the thing. And so you always have to hold when you lift. And I want you to feel that. Feel that suction. Make it go. Make it go.
It's just this button.
Now lift up. No, while you still got it going.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you got to be careful. You've got a firm grip on it here. Tap really good. Don't let it drip into the floor. Keep it over the station. And then I'm going to use my spatula again to lift some water up and make sure that I have got all the lye crystals off the side of my pitcher. Give it one more little stir. And then I'm not looking now because why? Because it's too cloudy to see.
Oh, yes.
All right, so now, even now, this one's a little cloudy and everything, but I'm going to take it over the light and I'm going to look for lye crystals on the side. I'm going to do the same thing. When you do it with ice, it seems more prevalent to have a lye crystal up on the top. Now, what do you do if you get lye on you?
You immediately wash it off.
That's right. You immediately flush with water, cold usually, and then you take and you pour vinegar on it. Gotta do that immediately, okay? And some people fusses that vinegar don't do nothing. Vinegar is not the about the vinegar. All I know is I've done tests and I've gotten lye on me and it was starting to sting and I washed with soap and water and it kept stinging, okay? But if the minute I poured vinegar on it, ta-da, there you go. All right, now, on the water, we use distilled waters or bottled water. If you decide to use your tap water, remember if your tap water is chlorinated, there could be customers out there that have issues with chlorine, and also sometimes lye will react with certain chemicals in tap water, which could cause you issues. So it's always safest to do like we do and buy bottled water, but my nose is itching. Anyway, and as soon as you put gloves on with lye water on them, right? So anyway, and so if you have well water, if you want to use spring water, you want to do something outside with lots of protection, and you want to pour the water in, pour the lye into that water and see if you get any weird reactions or weird colors. Make a small batch with it, see if you have any problems making soap with it, because as I said, different chemicals in either natural water or filtered water or tap water can cause reactions with lye. And then the other thing is, if somebody is at home and they've paid big money not to use chlorine in their shower, they got filters and everything, and then you give them chlorine soap and you don't tell them. So you got to put it on your label if you're going to use chlorinated water, okay? Got to be honest. Okay, so, and some soap people will just die if you even discussed it, so it's best to just use distilled or bottled water that's been filtered. All right, so this one here is that second one. See how cloudy it is and whatnot, so we're just going to wait until we're sure that we can see all the way to the bottom and we're positive that we don't going to have any problems with our lye. So the next thing we would do is the same thing that we've been doing. All right, so now we'll let you do it once.
It's 20.6 of ice.
No, it's 20.6.
This one is
Oh, I thought you said 26.6. It's my bad. Anyway, so she's going to give this a whirl. I'm going to take off the glove and itch my nose. We find that the water splashes really bad sometimes out of jugs, so we often don't use a jug. We pour into this big pitcher right here almost every time because it won't splash, but you get the gurgle, 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 and that right there can be unsafe with lye. And so we just, as a rule, we always put our water in another container because that we know we don't have any issues with splashing and gurgling, gurgling. Even to have a lot of water on your station is not safe where you spilled it during pour up because some crystals can get loose. There you go. That's just that's not even a point. It's just a fraction of a point, so we're not gonna worry about that. Okay? All right. Now set that here.
That here.
Get your 6 ounces of water. And you want to check where you're getting your ice to see what type of water is used to make your ice as well. 6 ounces on the dot. Yeah, you can pour back.
6.06.
Huh? Yeah, that's fine. It's the detail of that little bun. It's very difficult to get it exact.
And lye goes in this one. The lye goes in this one.
Tear it.
And it's 11 ounces of lye, right?
11 ounces of lye. How you think you're faring up? How you faring up?
Pretty well. This bottle is empty.
All right, put the lid on it immediately and take it over there and put it in the garbage because we don't ever want to have loose lye bottles floating around. You need to do this quickly because you know how your batteries will go off?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. Good job. It's sort of like being a chef and a maid, ain't it?
It's like being back in chemistry class, honestly.
Oh, how cool. I didn't even have to tell her how to slow down to little, tiny little spurts at the end. Oh, there we go. Lid on immediately, sit it back to the back so we don't knock it. A woman here locally had her lye up on an upper shelf and something knocked it and it fell and busted. It sprayed the lye crystals into her eyes. She had to go to the hospital.
So now I pour the lye into here.
Hold it firmly, just dump. Tap. And let me see that just a second. It was sticking just a touch. No, it's right here in the center.
Okay.
All right. We don't want to accidentally push all the way to the side and slosh stuff out on the other. So until it starts to get broke up, we do the middle. You've got to focus on what's in the thing at first, and then focus on what gets on the side. Stir. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, now I want you to look at me very detailed while I do it once. See how I'm just putting it up on there,
Yes, ma'am.
and then that helps to carry the lye crystals. And then stir. Add your water. This seems to go ahead and cause the lye to finish if it's not finished. See, look. Now there's no lye crystals, just that little bit of lukewarm water and to dock. And so now maybe up on the sides one more time. And then tap it off good. Hold it over the table. And then take your stick blender, but put your hand on there. There you go. We always want to hold a firm grip. Always keep your glasses pushed up good. That's our one thing we can't fix ourselves. If you get it in your eyes, you have to go to the hospital. All right. Hold on to it and tap. And then sit her down. There you go. And then you want to do it one more time where you pull up on the sides. And be watching what you're doing as you're doing it. You'll see it go down. You'll also see a crystal if it needs to be got, and it'll help you get it down. Do you have a crystal that's being stubborn?
A couple.
All right. When I do it and I see a crystal, I'll tilt it just a little bit so that I can get the water all the way up there.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? We're making soap. We're so excited. I had one of my, what do you call it, places where I put my soap on consignment come in, and she brought me enough money to pay my house payment. I like that lady. All right, you think you got it? All right, tap, tap, tap. And what I like to do is I like to put it in and tap it on the sides like that. That helps me tap off good. And then you'll always keep your hand on this thing while you're working because things can go wrong. And then set it over there. Now, let's get that second one you did.
This one?
That might be the first one. Let's see.
That first one's looking almost clear.
Yeah. This is a cloudy picture, which I would have not purchased if I had had any thought of what I was going to need to make sure that our lye water was dissolved, because it's very difficult to tell in a cloudy picture. I like these better. All right, and this one here, feel it. Just feels room temperature now, don't it? Yeah. And we're going to hold it up to the light and look under it. And I do not see any crystals floating around on the bottom. If you're going to put lye water above your head, please make sure you have a firm grip on the handle. Okay? All right.
Do you want me to go ahead and do another one?
Yep. So you go ahead now. Do you feel like you've got it?
Yes.
All right. How many ounces of ice?
It's 20.6 ounces of ice, 6 ounces of water, and 11 ounces of lye.
There you go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to them. You go ahead and make you another one. All right. So I am so excited about today because we're going to be trying to perfect our vegan gummy recipe. I'm very excited about that. And then also my son gets married Sunday. I'm hoping I get to put a small video on YouTube. And it seems I'm in charge of, I'm in charge of filming. Ooh. So I'm going to hopefully get to make a little bit of a video. Anyway, And I really just love y'all guys. Remember, if you'd like to take the gummy class, you have to take the intro class first, and that's available on the website now. And that at www.soapykisses.com. If you have a question, contact Hillary. Her contact email address is on there, possibly also a phone number. And then if you would like to be a part of our classes, but also our club, you can pay $4.99 a month, and you can be a club member, and you get a free class every month. A free class every month. Last month, we made homemade soap with our tinctures that we made, which, by the way, the tincture class is still available at this point. And this month, we're going to do a free class on how to make lotion with your tinctures. So, I'm excited. And then we are going to have gummy class, and we're getting the last bit of the recipes perfected. I've already got a regular sugar recipe perfected. I've already got a low sugar one perfected and a no sugar added one. And now we're working on the vegan one with regular sugars. I mean, not like cane sugar. Well, possibly. Anyway. No, it's not. It's not. That's right. I had to get my ducks in a row, right? So anyway, I'm working on those now, and for easy home making. So that means that you could make your own gummies, and you could use them, and then we're going to learn how to make these gummies to do other things. Like we're going to make gummies for other health purposes, such as what's that stuff? Watch about your face with your wet gloves. And push your glasses up. Don't let the glasses fall. Okay, and what's that herb? There's an herb that everybody takes all winter long. Freaking A, I've got some over there. It's some kind of elderberry. I want to make elderberry gummies. This is another thing we're going to do in future classes. We're going to learn how to make our own herbal gummies, not just leafy gummies. All right, and of course the gummies that we will be making will be CBD gummies that will be THC free, but if you're in a state in which you could do others, then you can have that kind of fun. I can't even have that kind of fun. They're fixing to have medical marijuana here in Alabama, and I'm just darn healthy. I guess I'll just have to stick to the alcohol once in a while. I had a man come in yesterday. I was so sad for him. He didn't look like he had a lot, He looked like life might have been a little hard. And he had gotten arrested for his marijuana because he accidentally was in a car that was stolen. I don't know how all that come out. That's not my business. But in any case, he looked at me and he said, if I could just have my marijuana, I'd never drink a drop of alcohol and ever get in trouble. He said, I'd never ever do any kind of other drugs. He says, if you have the natural stuff like that, he said, that's all a person ever needs. He said, nobody ever beats their wife after smoking a joint. He said, nobody does all these horrible things that alcohol and some pharmaceuticals will persuade you to do when you're under their influence. He said, I just wish that I could just have that one thing to chill every now and then. And he said, and then I wouldn't be in trouble right now if that was legal. Except for maybe being in that stolen car. But anyway, I love you guys. And we're still fighting for the little guy around here. All right. Bye, everybody. I love you. Remember, www.soapykisses.com. And remember to get a CBD kit if you would like to make CBD gummies when you pay for your gummy class. Remember, if you're a member for the $4.99 plan, you also get discounts on all your classes, which is totally cool. Bye, Martha Lawson. We love you. And I got to get back here with this girl, make sure she stays in one piece alive and all that kind of stuff with no burns.